All right, good morning, guys. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Our crew just arrived and I'm getting the evil eye, but I'm going to go ahead and start. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, I would like to introduce myself for those of you who've never stamped with me before. My name is Kim Myers, and I am coming to you live from Fall River Mills, California. And I've been a demonstrator for, March will be 29 years. So just a few years. So anyhow, let's go ahead and get started with our projects. Today, all three of our projects feature the country wreath dies and country wreath dies and cottage wreath stamp set. Sorry, I'm out of wind from just running. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this first one, what we're going to do, like I said, I've already pre-cut some of this stuff for us. Goodness. Do you guys ever have those mornings where everything is going good and yeah, you get a little something thrown into your day, but that's all right. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to start off with a regular card base, which is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Then I have a piece of basic white cardstock, which measures 4 by 5, which is going to go on the inside. I know it's a little short, but I'll show you why here in just a second. Oh, good. All right. Oh, hello, Mama. I see you're hopping on. Good. I was hoping I was in the right spot. All righty. And then we also have a piece of soft seafoam, which measures 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. And then a piece of real red cardstock, which measures 4 1/4 by 2. And then what we're going to do, so let's go ahead and assemble these pieces. Oh, and then actually I forgot one other little guy. Garden green cardstock that measures 1/2 inch by, I believe it's 4 1/4 inches. Oh, good morning, Lynn from Chattanooga. Good morning, good morning. All righty, so let's see here. So guys, I have a construction crew, those of you that are just joining me that have just arrived. I was told that they were going to be here at 10 so I could still do this, but they are a little early. So I am just going to scoot quickly through these projects and I hope that you enjoy them. All right, so we're taking our basic white and we are just going to add this to the inside of our card. So we're just going to center that the best that we can. And I did make it a little short, but that's because we are going to turn it into a gift card holder. So I'm going to take the piece of real red cardstock and I'm going to bring in this punch, which is, from the Modern Hexagon bundle. Somebody has their catalog. I forgot to write down what it was. Maybe it's just the Modern or the Hexagon punch, but I'm going to go ahead and just position it partway down. Oops, it looks like we're freezing up too. Goodness gracious. All right, so I'm going to just position it partway down, punch it out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece and we are going to just glue it to the bottom of our card here. So let's go ahead and do that. And then this is just going to create our little pocket for the gift card. So this is just a super simple. This is the first of the 3 gift card holders, and this by far is the easiest. So you can take any card front that you, or any card that you have, and just add this little piece and create a little pocket for your card. I will go ahead. I do have a little edge that's hanging over, but after I leave you here, I'm going to go ahead and tidy that up later. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we are going to take our piece of garden green cardstock and I'm going to run just a smidge of Tombow liquid glue here on the bottom. And then I'm just going to attach these two together. This is just going to give my card a little bit more pop. After I designed it, I'm like, it just needed a smidge bit more of color, and this little strip, believe it or not, just did the trick. All right, you know what? I'm going to get rid of my scoring. I simply scored. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we are going to take this piece here and we're going to add it to the front of our card. And this one, I did try to pop it up and I just don't think it looked as good. So we are just going to position it just flat here on the card. Okay, so that's what we have. Oh gosh, the lighting is kind of crazy here. It's a little bit gloomy. We had a bunch of fog this morning. Okay, so then we have a piece that measures 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And I went ahead and just added a little bit of texture to it with this little die from Stitched with Whimsy. So it doesn't cut it, but it just kind of perforates the paper there. And then I forgot to mention too, on this piece of soft seafoam, I went ahead and embossed it with the Basics 3D embossing folder. So if you don't have this one is a great one to grab from the online exclusives. Okay, so for this next layer, what we're going to do is we are going to pop this one up. So let's go ahead and take our dimensionals and, whoops, forgot to grab that one. And let's go ahead and just add this to our project. So we're just going to add it to the face of our card. And so let's go ahead and just center it towards the top. And then what I'm going to do is I've already pre-cut a couple of these items for you. Guys, sorry for the background noise. We do have some people in here, so I apologize. I have it turned up as loud as I can, so just bear with me. Okay, so I went ahead and I'm going to go ahead and attach these two. Yeah, isn't this a fabulous die, you guys? It is just so much fun. And you know, I kind of went with something that was already in the current catalog. I know we've got so much to offer in the main catalog, but I also like to give some of my current products some love as well. So I went ahead and just attached these down with our liquid glue. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in these little mini dimensionals, and I'm just going to go ahead and pop up this image. And so let's go ahead and just add about 4 dimensionals. Oops, peel off our little backings here. Do you guys like to give gift cards as gifts? Or yeah, gift cards, that's right, gift cards as gifts. I said it correctly. So today you'll have a few different ideas. If you have never made these are really fun ones. Okay, so there is the main part of our card. And what we're going to do is we're just going to add a little embellishment here with this red ribbon that I've already pre-cut. And this one here is from the cottage wreath dies. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my glue dot. And whoops, we're a little wonky here. This ribbon's on the other side, but we're going to leave it for now. So I'm going to go ahead and just peel up one of the little glue dots and affix that to our project. So we have that. And then it just needs a little bit more pizzazz, or at least it does in my opinion. I always like to add a little bit more embellishments. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our Simply Elegant trim, which has 2 different trims, which is the silver and the gold. I'm going to use the gold today. So let's go ahead and cut that. And actually, we're going to use it for another project. So I'm going to go ahead and get ahead of the game and cut a second bow for the third project that I'll be showing you today. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. And then let's bring in another glue dot, and I'm going to just affix that down with the glue dot. And I'm going to position it just right in the center here of our bow. And then just to just add a little bit more pizzazz to it, I'm going to bring in one of our basic rhinestones. So I'm going to go ahead and take your pick tool and just kind of push that off of the page and add that to it. So that's just our first project, just super simple. This is where you would just tuck your gift card. This does, regular card fits into an envelope, regular envelope. So I hope you like it. That's project number 1. All right, so let's move along to project number 2. I'm going to do a quick tidy here. So project number 2 is another gift card holder. And this one here is created with a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of cardstock. And again, I did some of the work ahead of time. So what we have here is our cardstock. And what we're going to do is we're going to score it at 4 1/4 and at 8 1/2. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to bring back in my scoreboard. And with that, let's see. I'm going to take, you guys can see my poor little Simply Scored board I used a little bit too much muscle the other day. Actually, and that's the pokey tool. So we're going to have to just improvise. So we're going to score it at 4 1/4, and we are going to score it at 8 1/2. So get rid of my cheat sheet there. And then what we're going to do, let's get rid of our scoring board as well. And all of these are just simple ones that you can recreate. Oh, thank you. Good morning. Oh, good morning, Sue. Welcome. Glad you all are joining me today. And I'm so glad that I'm on Facebook and not on YouTube like I was last week. I was like, oh my goodness, I had no idea. It had bumped me off. I ended up having to pay for their subscription because I had canceled it for a few months when I was traveling and just had things, on my plate. And so, yeah, so anyhow, I had to push the button at the last minute and somehow it kicked me off. So, all right. So what we're going to do, let's see here. I'm going to get ahead of myself. So what we're going to do similar to what we did on the last card, but on the bottom segment of our card here, we're going to take a piece that measures 2 by 4 1/4. We're going to punch that out as well. So it's very similar to the last, but this is just one piece of paper. All right, so let's go ahead and tuck that down. And again, with this one, you're going to want to be really mindful to just get adhesive on the top, I'm sorry, on the bottom edge and on the sides. And you don't want to go too far up because you want your card to be able to slide all the way in. Okay, so we have that bottom portion. Then we have a 4x4 piece of basic white cardstock that's going to go in the space right above that. And then we'll work our way to the front of the card. All right, so let's do that. Okay, so now let's work our way to the front. So the front of the card here, we have a piece of real red cardstock that is textured with that Basics 3D polka dot embossing folder. So let's do that. And again, I'm just adding this with the multi-purpose glue. Okay, so then we're going to take a piece of, I believe, let me measure this for you guys. Okay, this is a 3x3 piece of soft seafoam, and I'm going to go ahead and pop this up. So let's go ahead and grab some dimensionals here. I'm just going to grab some of the larger ones. And then we're going to add another piece, another layer, which is actually 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And what it is the Stylish Shapes largest square. So I went ahead and pre-cut that before I joined you. So it's kind of hard to tell, but those of you that have used this, you know, it just gives a nice little stitching around the outside. So let's go ahead and pop that up as well. So let's do that. All right. Okay, so we're going to add this to the front of our card. And then we're going to do the same thing and add the wreaths that I've already pre-cut. So let's go ahead and just attach these down. All righty, so let's see. Oops. And of course it wants to be a little difficult. All right, so let's do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some dimensionals, and I lost my little dimensionals. So let's grab another pack here. Whoops. All right, so let's go ahead and just add a few more of these to pop these up. And guys, next week I am super excited. I'm trying to plan a week ahead. So next week I will be designing with the Modern Garden, which coordinates with this cool punch that I'm using. So if you don't have that bundle already, gosh, it's a fun one, and the paper that coordinates with it is just beautiful. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to take 2 of the bows that I've already pre-cut. I'm going to go ahead and grab a glue dot. So let's do that. And then we're going to just attach these together. And then what you'll do, I'm just going to kind of pull up on the top bow. So it just gives it a little bit of dimension. And then we'll go ahead and attach it to the face of our card. Whoops, gosh, I'm just going to go quick. I'm just putting it on there with a glue dot. And don't use your fingers because it doesn't work really well. All right, so we're going to attach that down, lift that up. Whoops, and I can tell I need a little bit more adhesive there. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add a rhinestone to the center of it as well. So that's what we have so far. And then what we're going to do one more little step. What I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and take a piece of soft seafoam cardstock, which measures 4 1/4 by 1/2 inch. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp just a little image. And I am going to stamp Merry Christmas, which is from the Cottage Wreath stamp set. If you didn't have that, there are so many other little Christmas sentiments from the other stamps that would fit nicely in here too, I'm sure. So let's go ahead and just, oh, sugar, stamp that down. And let's do a good job here. Let's flip it over, thank goodness. All right, so we have that. And is it all right? Let's see, and we're looking good. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's go ahead and tuck this aside. Now I'm going to go ahead and flip that over, and I'm going to add 5 dimensionals to the back side of this. So let's go ahead and attach those down. And what we're doing with this, we're going to add it to the inside part of our card, just at the base of where we created the little gift card pocket. So let's go ahead and just attach that maybe, I don't know, 1/4 inch up, maybe a little bit further. And so what this is going to do, it's going to create an easel. So here is our, oops, sorry, I'm turning it towards me so I can see it. So here is our little easel card. So you can see that, and it folds nicely. It does have a little bit of bulk in the center, but yeah, just a really cute, fun way to display a card and a card that serves another purpose. All right, so that's card number 2. What do you think about that? All right, we've got one more, and actually I saved the best for last. So this one here is my absolute favorite. This is actually the first card that I had created with this one. So what we're going to do with this, I again have gotten a jump start on this project. So we're going to bring in a couple of other products. So we're going to be using the scallop contours, and I'm using the 3rd largest scallop die, and then as well as the sketch plaid. And you guys know I love this sketch plaid. Oh, good morning, Patty. I just saw that you're joined. I haven't really looked up. So for those of you that are just joining, I'm trying to rush through this. I have a construction crew that's sitting here right here watching me, waiting to get started, but I have to finish this first. So promised y'all I was coming on, and especially after last week with all of my little technology issues. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of scoring. So again, this measures 4 1/4 by 11. So all 3 of the projects that I've showed you today measure 4 1/4 by 11 with just some bit of scoring. So on this one, what we're going to do is we are going to score it at 2 inches, 5 inches, 7 inches, and 9 inches. Let's get rid of this. All right, and then what we're going to do is we are going to use our bone folder, which is buried here, and we're going to go ahead and just fold here on all of these creases. All right, so what we're going to do on, so let's see, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on panel number 3 and number 4, what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and glue those together. So what we're going to do, let's go ahead and just flip this, make sure I'm doing it right, flip this up. And so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to add just a little bit of glue along this area and along the sides. So let's go ahead and do that. And so those of you that placed an order starting yesterday through Saturday, you will be receiving, or actually, yeah, Monday through Saturday of this week, you will be receiving all of these projects in the mail. They'll be going out next Monday, as long as there's no holiday. I did have everything ready to go for you all on Monday. And then my mom told me she had just gotten done talking to my uncle, and he said, oh, it was a holiday. You went to the post office and it was closed. And I'm like, yeah, of course it is, because I was all ready to go. But hopefully y'all saw that they are on their way and have gotten confirmation emails that they are headed your direction. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take a ruler and I'm going to just make a mark about maybe a 1/2 inch, maybe about a 1/2 inch down. So I think you can see that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring in my same punch. I'm going to line up the edge of the punch with the edge of my paper, and I'm going to line it up on my line. Whoops, and that went for a ride. All right, and let's do it to the other side. All right, and then we have a little spot in the middle that needs to be tidied up, so I'm going to slide my punch right back in and just give it a little haircut. All right, so then what we've done, actually, it needs a little bit more of a haircut. Let's try that again. I actually did it another way, and I'm going to show you my other one, but this is just one if you have a square punch, circle punches, other punches. This is just an easy way to create a slot for a gift card. All right, that's not the tidiest, but you know what? It's all right. So then what we're going to do is we are going to erase our pencil mark for starters. Actually, we're not. We're just going to go along, and I'm going to show you the finished product, you guys. Okay, so what we're going to do then, this is going to be the inside of our card. And on the bottom here, we're going to go ahead and attach a piece of basic white cardstock. And this can be where you write your sentiment or stamp an image, which I will stamp an image, I think, here in just a second. So let's just attach that down with our glue. And then right above where our gift card holder is, we are going to attach another piece of cardstock. So for those of you that love to have a little bit of writing space for sentiments, you have a little bit more space to do so. All right, so we'll go ahead and center that. All right, so then what we're going to do is we are going to work on the front of our project. So on the front flap, opposite side of this basic white, I went ahead and stamped our sketch plaid in real red. So let's attach that down to the face of our card here. And again, I'm just going to center this on the bottom panel. All right, then for the top panel, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of 4 1/4. I believe it's 4 1/4. You know what, guys? You'll get the measurements in the in your tutorial. So, but if okay, so let's go ahead and just attach that down just right along the top edge. Nothing like having eyes out there watching me, guys. Oh my goodness. I'm glad that they're here because they're going to get a lot of work done, but they're here a week earlier than we had thought. But that's okay. It's a blessing. All right, so then what we're going to do is I'm going to take this, oh my goodness, scallop contour die cut, and we are going to go ahead and attach it to the front of our card. So I'm just going to take 3 dimensionals. I'm going to put them on the top part because I don't want to make a special card that doesn't open. I want it to be able to open. So I'm going to go ahead and just center this. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing and attach my little wreaths together. And then let's go ahead and attach it to the front. And then I want to show you my other one as well. It's really cool, especially if you have the die. If you don't, like I said, you can always bring in other punches and it works just fine. Or you can go ahead and freehand it. Just use your paper trimmer and a pair of scissors, or just a pair of scissors to cut it out. So use the supplies that you have to make it work. All right, so that's the front. And then let's go ahead and, oh goodness, you know what? Hold on one second, guys. Actually, you know what? I'm going to cut one more bow. Bear with me for 1 second. Let me cut one more bow so I can show this to you, which is right here. So I'm just going to cut one more bow out of the real red cardstock. Bear with me for 1 second. All right, and then we're almost done. And guys, it helps if you have all the plates in your cutting pad when you go to cut. Oh my goodness. All right, let's try this once more. I'm knocking things apart over here. All right, and I'm dropping dies on the ground. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring this one back in. So what we're going to do then is we are going to affix this one down with a glue dot. Oops. All right, so let's attach that to the front, and then we're going to do the same and add our beautiful gold trim here. And I can already tell it needs a haircut. One side's a little bit longer. So then we're going to go ahead and give it a little haircut. And then I'm going to go grab one more thing that I forgot to grab, which is just right here. And these little guys I got off of Amazon. And these are the little adhesive tabs that I actually use on the front of all of my stamp cases. So I got a bunch of them. If anybody wants the link, let me know and I can email it to you. Sorry, it's going to be a little noisy. I'm going to grab one of my little sticky backs here. So let's go ahead and grab both of the pieces. And I'm going to place it just right like so in the center here, or as best centered as I can. And then the one on the bottom. And then let's embellish it. Let's go ahead and add another rhinestone to the front. Okay, and then actually let's add a little sentiment as well. All right, so let's go ahead and open it back up. And let's take our real red ink, which actually just fell on the ground. That was what fell earlier. Sorry, guys. Oh my goodness. And then I'm going to go ahead and just stamp my Merry Christmas just right in the center. Oh, sugar. See, guys, and that's why you stamp it ahead of time. You know what? I'm going to have to add another piece of paper over the top of it. But things happen, and that's okay. And you know what? I could try to fix it with my clear stamp, but I'm just going to add another piece of paper. Nice and easy. So that was my version with using this punch here. But then another version that I did, which was actually my first one, was using a little die cut, which was from the, let me grab it right here. I think it should be close at hand here. Oh, it was from the Sending Dies. So I just used this top piece right here to create that cutout. So that worked really, really nicely, and it got it straight, which is what I like. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed these projects. Let me go ahead and bring all of them back in so that you can see them all. And again, I apologize for my speedy stamp session, but I know I'm going to have some happy guys out there that are excited to get working. They just had a long drive to get here, and they are ready to get after it. Oops. Oh, and you know what, you guys? Okay, so for the second one, I'm sorry, I'm glad that happened. So you know what? You're actually going to want to position your little adhesive piece a little further down, and I just ripped that one, but that's okay. You'll want to position it a little further down because then it will go ahead and keep this nice and flat. So we have that one. And then we had our little easel card. And then where was our other card? Oh, and then we had this one right here. So, which was our first gift card holder. That was just super simple. Oh my gosh, guys. All right, so then this was our third one, which is just a super simple gift card holder. So those are our 3 projects today. I hope that you enjoyed them, and I'm sorry I was a hot mess. They just got me a little bit frazzled since they got here early, but I hope that you did enjoy the projects. I didn't want to flake and not be able to share them with you. So thank you for joining me. And again, if you're interested in placing an order in my online store, you will get these if you use the host code that's posted in this link, and I will be sending them out to you next Monday. So I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will talk with you soon. Bye, guys.